Hey y'all, it's my review for Basketball Wives episodes 9, 10, and 11. Now, am I crazy, y'all? Like, I could have sworn that I missed 2 episodes of Basketball Wives, not 3. Like, it's been a busy, hellish week for me, but I could have sworn that I was just 2 episodes behind. But, yeah, this will be my first review ever where I do 3 episodes back to back. Now, thankfully with Basketball Wives, it's a really superficial show where they just go from back and forth, back and forth. So I think it'll be easy for me to keep it in the 30-minute territory. So I actually watched all 3 episodes back to back. Afterward, it felt like someone hit me over the head with a blunt object. But, I got my notes, and let's get into episode 9. So we left off with the ladies still in Vegas, and, the melee breaks out in the house. It is the twins versus Brooke and Duffy. Like, glasses are flying, it looks like a bottle flew, and Brandy, who enjoys playing referee, looks like she got struck in the crossfire. All you see is, huh. I will say this scene is just heavily edited though. So then the producers, they drag the twins out the house, they separate everybody, and then the twins are put into a car and then they leave. So it looks like the rest of the women got to stay. In my opinion, Brooke and Duffy started the fight. Like, they were the ones that threw things first at the twins. So they're just as responsible for the bottle hitting Brandy as the twins are. And not Duffy crying as if she didn't start the whole thing by throwing a paper plate. Oh, I can't believe this. We're above this. I can't believe we're fighting. Then why did you throw something, heifer? So then the ambulance comes to check Brandy out. And, she goes outside and we see like they're checking her vitals. And they offer her to come to the hospital to check things out. But she's like, oh no, I'm fine. I'm thinking she is fine. Like, she got at least 4 bundles in her head as a shield. So I'm sure she just felt a light tap in the back of her head. Like if she was bald headed, then yeah, maybe I would go to the hospital. But she had a whole, that wig might as well be in a helmet. So later on, Malaysia gets a conscience, and her and Jackie, they FaceTime the twins. The twins look like they're doing okay, and they're actually not mad at Malaysia and Jackie for just being silent and letting this whole thing go down. We see them saying that they're so embarrassed and that's not their character, blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking this is the last time we're going to see the twins on the show. So later on in the evening, we see the rest of the ladies outside by the patio. They're out smoking cigars and just talking about the incident. It's really like kumbaya, a lot of bullshit, so we can fast forward. So next scene, we're with Jackie, British, and Brooke, and I'm assuming that the Vegas trip is over. Like, I could have sworn I heard Brooke say they had another day in Vegas, but they just skipped right back to LA. So it looks like the next gathering is going to be held by Angel and British. Like, they're going to have a basketball game with all the ladies. Are they just having a hard time trying to find something to do? Like, they're in LA. But what I really got a kick out of in this scene was British trying to attempt to say soiree. Like, it was killing her to pronounce that word. So they're holding a basketball game at Angel's house, and all the ladies are invited except for the twins. They really made those girls the scapegoats, like from this revisionist history. It all started because of them. No, it started because y'all kept throwing shit, and then y'all isolated them out the group. Next, we see Malaysia with her family. It looks like they finally found a house in LA. That was pretty quick. I'm assuming that she's renting. Next, we're with Duffy, and she's talking to her baby daddy, and she's telling him that she's just not ready to quit DJing, and of course he has a problem with it. Like, he wants her to be a housewife, essentially, but he can't even marry her. Like, you can't even lock down a commitment with her, yet you want to govern her career choices. Like, he tries to make it out like he's concerned for the child, but I think he's more concerned about control over her. Like, get a nanny. Case solved. Now, even though I can't stand Duffy, I'm glad she stood up for herself and made the decision to dictate her own career. Next scene, we're with Brooke. She's having a conversation with her dad, and this was the best fiend's tea. I was all in my phone during this. I know she's talking about her IVF again, but I heard that she actually divorced her husband, so looks like she dodged the bullet there. Next scene, we're with Malaysia and Brandon. They're having dinner together. This is like their first one-on-one in ages, and it looks like they're cordial and in a good place again, finally. Laura, we're with Brooke again, talking to her family. Now, the only reason I didn't fast forward this scene is because her brother is fine. So I let the scene play, but Laura, I did not care about a thing going on. Like, how you just conjure up a family plot in the 9th week of the show? So now it's the day of Angel and British gathering. I totally forgot Jennifer Williams was on this show. She made her first appearance 48 minutes in the episode. The only person that was invited that couldn't make it was Duffy, and then we cut to her in the studio creating a track with the producer. She decides to invite her man over and discussing her career again. From their conversation, it seems like he begrudgingly agrees to let her continue DJing because she said she's going to be more so in the studio than traveling. So we're back at Angels for this pointless ass basketball game. I fast forward right through it, do not care. So now we see the ladies having separate conversations with Brandy and Malaysia about their first meetup in a long time. So we get both of their perspectives. Malaysia, I forgot who she was talking to. I think she was talking to Jackie. She was saying that she's, looking forward to rekindling their old friendship and nothing but positive things. And then you see Brandy talking to Brooke, and it's a different tune, surprisingly. Brooke asks Brandy would she ever trust her again, and Brandy says no. And she says that I don't think our friendship will ever get back to where it was. Now, initially, I thought that, okay, I can see that. Because I think around the pandemic or a little bit before, I fell out with a friend who, it was completely her fault, had nothing to do with me, but she cut me off, and we were friends for 5 years. Like, I actually fought for that friendship, and I wanted to ask her, what did I do wrong? And it turned out to be something that was really passive aggressive on her part. I had no idea about it. Something that happened in August that she didn't tell me about till October. So then she realized, what happened, I guess, later down the line or whatever, long story short. But then it just felt like such a betrayal that I feel like we can never get back to really where we were. But I'm open to being cordial and maybe hanging out. But I'll always remember that, like how I was just blindsided by someone who I considered a friend, because me personally, I take my friendships seriously. So in that case, I felt where Brandy was coming from. However, Brandy was the main one saying that she wanted to be friends with Malaysia again. Like, she missed her, she was like a sister to her. So it just seemed like she was real dismissive of the friendship now. She just said it so matter-of-factly, like the door is closed, as if they'll never be friends again. I'm just like, oh Lord, this saga still ain't over. And that is where episode 9 ends. Let's get to episode 10. So the episode opens with Jennifer for once, and she's visiting this celebrity hair guru who looks pretty familiar, and she's just discussing her hair business. And of course there's a launch party coming up. It's not a reality show unless we have a launch party during the season for somebody's business. She's joined by Brooke, and they're talking about the guy that Jen met at the mixer, and shockingly, they're still going strong. I'm happy for Jen that it hasn't blown up in her face yet. Next scene, we're with Angel, who we found out is only 3 weeks away from giving birth. She's attributing the stress that she's been having from hanging around the girls and being in the situation, as they like to say, without breaking the fourth wall. I'm like, girl, no one is putting a gun to your head or your belly to hang out with these women. Like, just don't go. Like, wait till you have the baby then to deal with the shenanigans. Like, no one forced her to go to Vegas. Like, that was her choice. And just to clarify, I'm not shaming a pregnant woman for not going out. I'm just saying, like, if you don't want to go out, don't feel obligated. Especially if you have like a high-risk pregnancy, like, just stay home. I don't think it's fair for her to blame the ladies in the environment. Like, she's putting herself in that environment. So next scene, we're with Jackie at a photo shoot, and she's saying that she has aspirations to be an actress and to win an Oscar someday. She tells the photographer that her inspiration for this photo shoot is Catwoman, Uma Thurman, and Angelina Jolie. The photographer's face says it all. Oh my God, they are showing these photos and it is hilarious. Please, y'all, like, I didn't have time to put up the picture, but please go on Twitter and look at those photos. She looks a clown mess. Like, she's literally doing this in the photo shoot. So Malaysia stops by as Jackie's making a fool of herself. They're talking about some foolishness and nonsense that wasn't worth commenting on, so we can fast forward. So next scene, we're with Duffy and Brandy, and she's discussing her relationship with Malaysia, and she's continuing this narrative that she doesn't trust her. Now, all it takes is one of the girls going back to Malaysia, telling her what Brandy said, and then they're at odds again. I'm tired of it. Like, I'm kind of frustrated at Brandy because she was the main one who was saying that she missed Malaysia. So now she's coming off like the fake one. And speaking of Malaysia, we're with her now, and she's meeting the new friend of on the show, I'm guessing, since the twins were axed. I forgot this young lady's name, but yeah, she's the one that causes drama later in this episode. Next, we're with Jennifer at Angel's store, and Angel's making Jennifer a dress for her launch party. Jen wants Angel to come to her event because she's the designer, but again, Angel's like, well, I don't know if I want to be around the women, I don't want to be stressed. So it's up in the air if she's going to show up or not. I can't wait to see what this outfit she made Jen looks like. So next is the day of Jennifer's hair business launch, and I liked what Duffy was wearing until I saw the bottom of it. It's given Alice in Wonderland. Like if it was just like a straight cat suit or something more sleeker, it would have been really bad. But you know, it's Duffy. So Jennifer arrives, wearing the outfit that Angel made for her. It's okay. It's okay. It's definitely an Angel Brinks creation. It's very ostentatious. It's a blazer and shorts combo. I like the blazer and I like the bodice, but the shorts, it's giving, I don't know, magician's assistant or like head drum major. I don't know, maybe if it was pants, I would like it more. We found out that Jackie couldn't make it to Jennifer's event because she has an acting gig as an extra in a movie. And I'm guessing that counts as work, so good for her. We're back at Jen's party, and Malaysia arrives along with her friend of, and Angel decides to show up after all. Angel says in her confessional that she recognizes the girl that Malaysia brought, and later as the new girl is talking to Malaysia, we find out the reason why Angel knows her is because she dated her baby daddy after Angel. This is the one, his name is Tyreek, and he's the father of her second child. Now, Malaysia says she didn't know this information. Now, it's either that or she's a good actress. I think I believe her. I don't think she would stir the pot like that, but again, I'm not familiar with the earlier seasons of LA, so maybe that is a part of Malaysia's character. I don't know. And coincidentally, we cut to Duffy and Angel, and they're specifically talking about the girl that Malaysia brought to the party, as if production wasn't involved. So now as all the ladies are seated together, they're all interrogating Malaysia on how she know this girl. It's super obvious what they're trying to get out of her, so the new girl says, okay, well, the reason why I know of Angel because I used to mess with her baby daddy after her. She said this was years ago, and this whole situation is tired because she reminds us as well as production that this happened to her before. Like we do a flashback to where Angel was on Basketball Wives LA in previous seasons, and Jackie introduced her to a girl that knew her baby daddy. Now, I don't know which one because Angel has 3 baby daddies, and that is no shade at all. It's a fact. It could have been baby daddy 1 or 2. It is what it is. If somebody in the comments want to let me know who the first girl that Jackie introduced to Angel messed with, like which baby daddy, feel free to let me know. But anyway, now the situation is awkward. We see Angel talking about her high-risk pregnancy again and her being stressed out. She regrets coming. So now for some strange reason, British is on 1,000 scolding Malaysia for bringing somebody around that has a negative history with one of the girls. This is her second time, she says. The first time being when she brought that alligator sissy around. I'm not sure why British cares so much. And then it looks like the other ladies think Malaysia deliberately brought this girl there to be messy. I think it's debatable. Like, I honestly think Malaysia didn't know. And it's not like the girl she brought had an affair with Angel's baby daddy. She just dated after her. What's the big deal with that? Like, for example, like Garcelle and Cherie from Beverly Hills, they were both with Will Smith and they're cool. Like, Cherie was married to him, and then when they divorced, he met up with Garcelle when she didn't know Cherie. So then that was just, something they had in common coincidentally. In this moment, it looks like all the ladies are ganging up on Malaysia. Ironically, how they did with the twins. Nobody's in her corner, so Malaysia gets up for a minute, then comes right back, and then Brandy starts chastising her now. I actually kind of feel bad for Malaysia. We cut to Brandy in her confessional, and she says Malaysia knows what she's doing, and that's why she can't trust her. They are making way too big of a deal out of this, and British is still yelling. Brandy being snarky again, and Malaysia gets up a second time, and British is yelling at her, and I think says she ain't shit as she was walking away. Then Malaysia turns right around and gets in British face. Now, That would be a good skirmish, but they just sit right next to each other and Malaysia's saying, you don't know me. It looks like Malaysia's holding back. I mean, she is from Compton and she did throw a table at Jennifer Williams. I haven't forgotten that. Pepperidge Farm remembers that. You can tell Malaysia's practicing restraint. I probably would have popped British if I was her. So then Malaysia and the new girl just decide to leave the party while British is still yelling as they're leaving. Like, can somebody lock her up already? And that is where episode 10 ends. We just moving on to 11, y'all. That was pretty quick. I might have to do this more often. So this episode opens with Malaysia and Jackie going furniture shopping. And of course she's filling her in on what happened at Jen's event. Even though I can't stand Malaysia, I don't think she deserved all that heat she got from the other ladies. They then cut to Jennifer visiting Angel at her store and they're discussing the drama, and it looks like Angel's pissed at Malaysia. They're going back and forth between scenes now, and Malaysia's telling Jackie that she won't be going around the group anymore. And Jackie clearly doesn't want this to happen. We're back with Jen. She's discussing her potential man. She says she likes him, but she wants to take it slow this time around. Most likely because she's had such bad luck with men in the past. Next scene, we're with Brooke holding some random event, and it looks like everyone decided to come except for Angel and Malaysia for obvious reasons. So the ladies are all seated and they're filling in Jackie from their perspective of the drama that happened at Jen's event. They definitely think Malaysia brought that girl on purpose. So later on we see British and she goes to take a phone call and we just see her cursing and yelling at the person on the other line. It's probably the feds. After she gets off the phone, she doesn't give the ladies any info of what happened, just decides to leave. Ooh, how that clown came back to bite. I know Malaysia's somewhere giggling. I know I would be. At the British leave, we see the ladies finishing out the event with a sound bath. Now, was this the same activity they did on Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip? I'm guessing this is the new fad that they're going to do on reality TV shows, a sound bath. It's so ridiculous. Next scene, we're with Jackie, Duffy, Jennifer, and Brandy. They're having lunch together. I'm guessing some time went by because one of the ladies asked where British was and none of them heard from her. I mean, it's something when life comes at you fast, huh? So then the next topic is the guy that Jennifer is dating, and they're just asking her, have they made it official? Like, are they boyfriend, girlfriend? She says there is no label right now. She's taking her time and she's still getting to know him. So after that, they're discussing Jackie's acting career, and Jackie tells them that she has a little girls trip planned for them, but she doesn't tell them any details. Everyone is invited, but she says Malaysia decided not to come. This cast is dropping like flies, huh? I'm guessing that's what happens in toxic groups. I mean, first it was the twins, and then Angel because she's pregnant, Malaysia, and now British the scammer. Where's Shawnee O'Neal, by the way? Anywho, Jackie tells the ladies that this trip is going to be 4 to 6 days, and she still doesn't give them any details about it whatsoever. I wouldn't trust it. It's Jackie. So next scene we're with Angel and her clown, and I need her to have this baby because I'm sorry y'all, but I'm sick of her whining. I really am. Like, oh, should I go around the girls? Jackie just invited me. I'm 9 months pregnant. I can barely walk. Don't go. Stay in bed until you pop the baby out. She even asked her clown, should she go to Jackie's girls trip? And he says no, and I actually agree with him. Like, she looks like she just hit 9 months. Stay your ass home. Ooh, so now we have a fourth wall break and a message from production. So it says, British reached out to the show's executive producer saying that she needed to speak with them urgently. So then we see her pulling up in an Uber XL to talk to the producer. She tells him that she's just been indicted and there's a warrant out for her arrest. She also says she's facing potential jail time in the range of 5 to 10 years. Ooh, I think they're gonna throw the book at her. Like, you don't defraud the government. Like, when they catch you, they catch you. You have to plead guilty. I definitely think she's gonna do time. Damn, they just move on from that scene, don't tell us nothing after that. So now we're with Jen meeting up with her boo. And you know what? Like, every time Jen is with this guy, she comes off so endearing and it's nice to see. Do y'all agree? Because she doesn't come off as the snobby, obnoxious floozy that we're so used to. I actually hope they work out. Like, they're talking about having a future in this scene, but they still don't let us know if they made it official or not, whether they're girlfriend and boyfriend. Next scene, we're with Duffy and Brooke shopping, and Brooke gets a FaceTime from her husband, and she's talking talking about the IVF treatment. She's so excited about it, but she notices that her husband doesn't look excited at all. So she asks him about it, and he just seems really lackadaisical about it, or maybe he changed his mind. From the music that's playing, it looks like they're giving us some foreshadowing of what's about to happen. So now it's the day of Jackie's Mystery Girls trip. All the ladies arrive on their Uber XLs, and then Jackie asks them, like, where's British? And they're like, girl, you didn't see the blogs? So it looks like the news is out, like British got indicted. She actually had to turn herself in St. Louis. Now, is she another basketball wife on the show that doesn't actually live in Los Angeles? Child. The blogs say she's been indicted for fraud and identity theft charges. Ooh, she definitely going to jail. They also say allegedly she's still in custody as they speak. So she's really just sitting in a jail cell right now as y'all about to go on Jackie's trip. Malaysia could have won. Now the latest reaction to British getting arrested, it's very interesting. Like, they don't care what she did. They just feel bad for her to be in this situation. Now, I guess because she's defrauding the government, it's like a victimless crime, but what about the identity theft? So now the ladies are on the road headed to this mystery destination, and it's not looking good. Like, all you can see is desert, cactuses, and rust. And it looks like when it gets nighttime, it's gonna be like the hills have eyes. So they literally arrive at the destination, and the ladies are like, where the fuck did Jackie take us? It does not look good. Jackie needs her ass whooped for this. She is wrong for that. I would not have gone. I would have told production, I'm not going anywhere till y'all tell me exactly where we are and exactly what we're doing. Like, they are literally in the middle of the desert, and then we see a to be continued, and that is where the episode ends on that cliffhanger. Ooh, now y'all, that was a lot of episodes to go through. I'm glad I got through it. I gotta say, I was a little entertained, throughout these 3 episodes. And finally, we have an arrest. It's so funny how she called Malaysia weird when she's doing these type of practices. And again, we have another scammer on reality television. Like, if you're doing fraudulent shit and breaking the law, why are you on TV? But anyway, it looks like we have 2 episodes left. And then the next episode looks like it is really about to go down because Wacky Jackie is back. And it looks like she's about to have a round 2 with Brooke. So can't wait to see that. And yeah, y'all, let me know what y'all thought about these 3 episodes. So make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all for the next episode. Bye.